Hi everyone, and welcome back to Dynamotor TCG. Today we are going to be playing some standard games, and we'll be trying out Malamar. So I just want to go over the list. There are some interesting choices in here that I don't see in every Malamar list, but we're trying it out. It's going to be some good amount of fun. So just to go over the very basic list, the concept of the deck. You are powering up all of your attackers with Malamar's Psychic Recharge, so every turn you can attach multiple Psychic Energy from your discard to one of your benched Pokemon. This has amazing synergy with Giratina, and Giratina is our main attacker. And so Giratina, unlike any other attacker in Standard right now, can actually get itself out of the discard and onto the bench. So if we have one Giratina and 3 Malamar in play, we'll actually never miss an attack, because we can just keep attacking with Giratina, put it on the bench, once it's knocked out, attach 3 energy using Malamar's Psychic Recharge, and then promote it and Shadow Impact for 130. And that consistent stream of 130 is difficult for a lot of decks to deal with, so let's look at some of the other tech cards though. We are playing a Mew to prevent Tag Bolt GX. It's also a pretty decent attacker if we are stuck with it early on, because it allows us to spread some damage counters, which again works well with Giratina's ability, Distortion Door, which places more damage counters, as well as Spell Tag, the tool card, which we're going to be attaching to our Giratina at every opportunity. So the last couple attackers here, we have a Mimikyu, which can copy any attack that isn't a GX attack that was used during the last turn, just for 2 energy. A really versatile attacker, it'll be useful in a lot of different matchups. And then Donwink's Necrozma GX. Now this is something I just added into the list and I'm trying it out. And previously it was an Espeon and Deoxys GX, so let's pull that up. Yeah. So Espeon Deoxys GX has a lot of power because of its cross-division GX attack, which lets you put 10 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. And as you can guess, with the spell tags, with Giratina's Distortion Door, and potentially with Mew as well, we are spreading some damage counters around. But the big part of this GX attack is if you have at least 3 extra energy attached. So if you have a 6 energy Espeon Deoxys, then you get to place 20 damage counters instead of 10. So that's really powerful, but I don't like the fact that it's a tag team. It gives up 3 prizes. I think the purpose of this deck, this Malamar deck, is that you're not playing a GX, or not playing a tag team GX at least, type of game, and you want to ideally make them take 6 individual prizes. And so having that as like our win condition in a sense in so many games, it doesn't feel quite as good as I'd like it to be. So I instead replaced that sort of effect with Esper. And what Esper does is, for 3 energy, it does 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon. So let's say we do 130 damage to Pikachu and Zekrom GX. They retreat it to the bench. We can then bring up Esper, and we'd be doing 260 damage to that benched PikaRom. So it's a really easy way to clean up things after we've attacked it once, but also between spell tags, distortion doors, we can build up enough damage to actually get a knockout using Gyrokinesis. And then, again, our GX attack of choice is going to be Moon's Eclipse GX. It's just a potentially game-breaking effect, especially without Guzma in format. The only way to get around it is to use a double custom catcher, and in that case they're taking 1 prize, because ideally we only have single prize attackers on our board. The Dedene's in here just as a last resort. Like, if we absolutely need to Dede change to draw a new hand, then we can. Against PikaRom, it also gives us the ability to Tingly Return GX if they have the Stadium in play, but it won't happen very often. So, that is the Pokemon, the trainer lineup is pretty straightforward. Acrobikes for draw, Mysterious Treasure and Pokemon Communication to search out your Pokemon, Viridian Forest to get your energy, and then the supporter line is the only other thing of note. So we're playing 4 Cynthia, 4 Lily, which is pretty standard for a lot of decks right now. But we are also playing 2 Judge. And Judge is essentially the in place of Reset Stamp. I don't think that Reset Stamp is terribly good in Malamar. I don't think it's a very good card in general, just because it's not actually providing any utility. And in decks like Green's Reshazard, you have a way to search it out. Whereas in Malamar, we just have to hope we draw into them at the right time. But Judge, it's a pseudo Reset Stamp, and it's filling the place for now. It also gives us the option to draw, which is good because we want more draw cards. One of the things with Malamar, one of the only things that holds it back is just that early game consistency. And so having 2 Reset Stamp in place of 2 Judge eliminates some consistency. So that's the deck, and we are just going to play some standard games with it. Now we'll see what we run into on the ladder, because a lot of people are playing decks that are pre-rotation. So we'll see. This one might actually be a Weezing. So if it is a pre-rotation deck, we'll just concede, move on to the next game, I think. Okay. So Greninja and Zoroark GX. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like it's just a straight Greninja and Zoroark build that's trying to flood the board with energy. Got some Naganadels. Potentially a Dark Box deck, but yeah, nothing there. So let's see. On this turn, we're going to start by Mysterious Treasuring away the Giratina. And we want to get ourselves an Inkay for sure. So let's see, nothing cries with Pokemon, nothing too significant at least. Okay, cool. So let's bring that Giratina onto our bench. And then we can spell tag it. And I'm going to hold on to the switch in case we draw Jirachi. Okay, so let's get rid of the Dawn Wings. Go for Jirachi. Then we're gonna get rid of a communication, grab ourselves a psychic energy. Really important to get the turn 1 attachment to Giratina. So let's do that, and then I think we'll spell tag active and pass. Because that way next turn, once she takes the KO, we can use our spell tag and promote Jirachi, and then we have the ability to switch into our Giratina. So charging up Naganadels. Lily for 2. I assume it's just going to get another Greninja Zoroark, because this seems like it's just a straight Greninja Zoroark deck. We'll see. So, let's see. On our next turn, we want to be able to get the Giratina attack up. Oh, okay. It is a Dark Box deck. It just didn't do anything on the first turn. But regardless, what we want to do is get this attack off, so... They do play Scoop Ups, is the problem. Let's see, Esper needs 5. Let's put 2 so that we can try and 2-shot this Greninja Zoroark. Alright, so we'll promote Jirachi. Alright, so first thing, we're definitely evolving into Malamar. I'm going to Acrobike. So we hit the Esper. We don't want to discard that. I'm going to Stellar Wish. Yeah. We want to dig for energy. We want to hit an energy off of this. Okay, so let's Radiant Forest away the Judge. We'll take an energy. I'm gonna drop the Esper and Spell Tag it so that we can draw more off this Lily. And then I'm just gonna Lily for 4 and hope we hit a treasure. No, we don't. Yeah, so with no way to get energy in the discard, we're just gonna have to pass. Let's bench another Inkay. And we'll pass. So that's too bad. We just didn't have any way to get energy in the discard. There's a chance we just should have Lilied before using the forest, but at the same time our hand was clunky and Lily's just a bad supporter, like it doesn't let us draw very many cards. Okay, so Black Lance will do... It'll take knockouts on our Giratinas, but it won't do anything to our bench if we don't bench any GXs. Dark Pulse for 210. That is a lot of damage. So, we'll promote the Giratina. Evolve into second Malamar, and then we'll Cynthia. Cool. I'm gonna Communication away the Dawnwings and get another Tina so that we can start to charge this up. Alright, let's Acrobite. Perfect. So we finally hit an energy in the discard. Now we can Viridian Forest away the energy. Get another one. And we definitely like to be able to discard the Giratina, but it's more important to get the extra attachments off through Psychic Recharge. Alright, and then we'll Shadow Impact. And so next turn, if they don't retreat or super scoop up, we are going to be able to take the knockout on Greninja's Aura between our attack and spell tag. So putting a Hoopa GX back into the deck. Viridian Forest is just an amazing card for Malamar to have in play. It constantly guarantees energy, but importantly for Malamar, it also lets you get energy and Giratina in the discard. So basically, anytime you have either an energy or a Giratina in hand, you can get it in the discard using Viridian Forest and then replace it with another energy, which is really good. Helps you be a lot more consistent with your attacks. Okay, so they're getting the Dedenne. I think our route this game is we're just going to take 2 tag team knockouts. I think that makes the most sense. So after we take the knockout on the Greninja's Aura, the next target is going to be the Darkrai Umbreon. Right, so we are going to be doing 110 on our turn, so we need this to be at... We need to place 1 here. And then we'll do 110. And the rest, let's put on Darkrai Umbreon. Alright. We definitely don't want to Dedenne, so I'm just going to Cynthia. Cool. We'll Adventure Bag. Yeah, no harm in getting both. Helps us get closer to a later, or a supporter, drawing a supporter. How many energy in discard? Okay, 3 in discard. So let's Giratina Distortion Door. Double Psychic Recharge. Let's Viridian away the Viridian Forest. There's not going to be much use for that. Attach active, and then we're going to Escape Board the Inkay. And Shadow Impact. And they are going to be taking a knockout regardless, so we might as well just put it on the Giratina. Okay, Force, that's pretty useless. Acrobike, that's good. And Treasure, okay. I'm fine with those. I mean, we're mostly set up anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. So Turning Point is going to take a knockout this turn, but it won't next turn, so I'm not sure why that attachment was put there. Or unless that was a charging up and I just missed it. Okay, it was just a charging up. Cool. Reset stamp. That's okay because we have unlimited access to our energy with Forest and also with the skateboard on Inkay. Alright, here we go. Mega Sableye Tyranitar. Now that's a worry. In order for the discarding effect to come online, they need 10 energy. So that is not going to happen. But it's still really tanky. So if they are able to bring that active, I'm not sure what the plan is. Oh, black market. Okay, cool. So we're just going to replace that with our Viridian. It's fine with me. We'll probably bench Jirachi as well, and then Cynthia. If we can get an escape board for our Jirachi, then we're all set up. We can evolve that Inkay into a third Malamar, and at that point there's not very much they can do. That's just a matter of can they take their prizes before we do. So I think I really need to be going after this Darkrai Umbreon. Let's promote Inkay. Alright. Viridian Forest. And let's drop the other Inkay. We don't need it. So we have one escape board left, we have a Judge. Actually, I don't want to grab this because we don't have a Malamar, so... Okay. So I am gonna drop Jirachi and we'll Cynthia. So we got the escape board for Jirachi, that's good. Psychic Recharge. Once on the Giratina. Once on the Esper. Just to get that ready. Then for deck thinning, is there anything? I don't think there's really anything that scares me at this point. I'm gonna treasure away the other treasure. Get a Dawnwings. No reason not to. And then I'm not going to use the Acrobike because we don't need to dig this turn. And if they reset Stamp us, then that's an out to some sort of better card. They can't take the knockout with Turning Point because it'll do 80 and we have 130 HP, so we'll put on the 15. There's a Malamar. Perfect. So they're gonna take the knockout. and go down to 1 prize. It would be really great if we could hit the judge. Because on our turn, what we're going to have to end up doing is using Moon's Eclipse GX. And that'll hopefully solve things out. I don't see any custom catchers, so there's a chance that could just win the game. I haven't seen any super scoop ups either, which is weird. Oh, no, there have been scoop ups, they just haven't played them. Interesting. Alright, so we promote Jirachi. We're always going to evolve in Malamar. And 8 cards in deck. I really want to hit the judge this turn. So, yeah, that's fine. Cool. So, I'm gonna bench Dawn Wings and then judge. And we can Stellar Wish. Yeah, get a forest. Doesn't matter too much. Our game is entirely like set up on board, so. We'll just drop the communication. Alright, then Moon's Eclipse GX. So we'll see if she has a response. If not, like if there's no scoop up or double custom catcher, then we should just win. Because if she keeps the Pokemon active, then we take the knockout. If she puts on the bench, then we have Esper to take the knockout. Do they have a switch? Oh, they must have a switch. Oh, that's impressive. Okay, so they're going to use the GX attack and deck us out. So we've got to just win after this, right? I don't think there's any way out of this. Yeah, okay, there's the victory screen. Cool, so that was our first game. missed the scoop up heads, and because of that, we were able to take the W. Let's play one more game, and then we'll sign off. On our way to getting another Shaman. Alright, so the Dawnwing's Necrozma coming in clutch there. I think we almost definitely lose the game without that GX attack. This is a fantastic start. Wow. Alright, so we have Jirachi and then Inkay Ditto. I'm gonna Stellar Wish first. Yeah, we can get a... we'll grab a treasure to drop that energy card in the discard. And get a Malamar, or get an Inkay, rather. Alright, so we have most of our supporters, we have our tool cards. We prized one Giratina and one Malamar. That's not too bad. Especially with a triple Inkay start. Acrobike. We already have the escape board, so I might go for the treasure here. And I guess they could turn one reset stamp, so yeah. I don't think, if they're starting Dedenne, I don't think the odds of them getting a turn one like PikaRom knockout is terribly high. I saw lightning, so I assume they're playing PikaRom. Yeah. So with the new Raichu GX. So with PikaRom, we just have to sit back and wait, see if they hit it. But Cynthia turn 1 is good for us. We'd rather that than Lily. Oh, okay, so they do have the knockout. That's fine. So, we'll evolve both bench. This is just a horrendous hand. So let's get rid of one of those lilies. Grab a Giratina. And then we will Cynthia. We'll start with one of these. Because we don't have an energy in hand, there's no way for us to get the attack this turn. But we could Viridian Force to get an extra energy, which I think is the smart move. So let's... Are there any Pokemon that we really don't want in this matchup? I don't think so, but... We can drop the communication, get an energy. the Giratina. Because if they take the knockout, I'd rather it be on Giratina than Inkay. And since Giratina just cycles into the discard, those energy go with it, we can power it up again. Whereas if they take out the Inkay, then we are just one card shorter, in a sense, for like long term. Beautiful Heart Gold Soul Silver communications. Alright, so the Coco Prism Star, they have 2 energy. So they probably are going to get the knockout this time. And that's fine. We have the Viridian Forest, so we have the guaranteed response. Esper's actually, I think, going to be pretty big in this one. Because we can attack them once, they'll retreat, and then we Esper to take the KO. Oh, whoa, okay, so they didn't have it. We don't want to bench Esper in case they decide to bring it up and knock it out, so I'm just going to judge. Alrighty. So we'll Viridian Forest away the energy, and grab another energy. Shadow Impact. Oh, that's good. We definitely want our second Jirachi. Okay, just the attach full blitz. That is a good sign for us. Let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna Viridian Forest away to Cynthia. So Mew is in deck. We really want to get Mew down this turn. Okay, so we'll Giratina Distortion Door and Raichu, Zero Aura. So we'll retreat into Giratina, attach active, evolve into Malamar, Jirachi, and then Cynthia. Alright, so we got the Mew. Perfect. We also have the spell tag. So let's dig a little bit. Acrobite. I don't want to discard a spell tag, but we need the Cynthia. Ooh, that is a really bad Acrobite. We have to keep the Esper. Alright, and let's spell tag the active. Psychic Recharge onto the Mew. Just so we have that as an option, we have it as a free retreater. So the fact that they put the 6 energy active is really good for us. Yeah, this is essentially a wasted full blitz. Okay, so they put the Lysander Labs down to cancel the spell tag. That's okay. I'm gonna put Mew active just because the lab is out there. Let's Cynthia. Oh, so we could actually full blitz with our Mimikyu. I mean, but there's no reason not to just Giratina, right? And then I think playing Switch is the right play to keep the energy on the Mew. Because if they reset Stamp, and we don't draw into a way to retreat this Mew and attack, then we're in a really bad spot. And the reason we held the spell tag was because Lysander Labs would just be a wasted card. How many Viridians have we played so far? 1. So we're out of Cynthias, that's good to know. We have our Judge. Yeah, so there's the reset stamp. That was expected. Oh, perfect. And there's our Forest. So we have the guaranteed attack this turn against whatever they put active because we used Switch, so we can retreat our Mew. But after that, then we have to see. So they're down to 2 prizes. So we are going to triple Psychic Recharge onto the Giratina. And then what I'm expecting that he's going to do is Lightning Ride GX and move that to the bench, which means that this treasure to get Esper would win us the game. So I think the play right now is we Viridian Forest, discard the Malamar, get an energy, yeah, and that Esper's in there. And that way we can match active, retreat, and still have one for next turn, in case he replaces the stadium. So, let's see. Thunder Mountain. Yeah, so replaces the stadium, but it's okay because we can treasure whatever we get to grab the Esper, triple Psychic Recharge, and then since we have that energy that we attached last turn, we can free retreat and take the win. So unless there's some scoop up shenanigans, no, it doesn't look like it. Cool. So we pulled this one out against PikaRom. That feels good. PikaRom definitely the best deck in standard format right now. Esper. And I expect to actually just see the concede, but we'll see. There's a chance we could get it off. We'll be doing 300 damage to that Raichu GX, which is pretty wild. Right, retreat, Neil, you have a good deck. And there we go. Good game, PikaRom. So another win for Malamar. When it sets up, it is very consistent. Most of your games are going to be pretty close, but Malamar does have the tendency to pull out more of those close games than it does lose. So let's check out the list one final time, and then we will close things out. Alright, so looking at this again, I think some thoughts I have, definitely upping the Jirachi count would probably be good, and similarly maybe running an extra skateboard. But also if we have extra Jirachi, that's more outs to get a skateboard, so we'll see. The Mimikyu might not be so necessary. I think it's a lot better against matchups like Reshizard, where you can Flare Strike for 2 energy, and if you already put a spell tag on them, or if you have a spell tag on your Mimikyu, it just sets up an easy 2-hit KO. So it could be in there for those sorts of matchups, but I also don't know if Reshizard is really that unfavored anyway, so we'll play around with this Mimikyu spot, maybe adding some extra Jirachis, potentially taking out the Dedenne, but I do like that consistency. But here's the list, and hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.